Hi everyone! Welcome to Artsonia's After School Art Club. Today, we have a fun art project from Miss Johnson, an art teacher from North Carolina. Hope you enjoy the video and don't forget to have your artwork uploaded to your Artsonia gallery.
Hello, my name is Nicolette Johnson. I'm an art teacher based in Wilmington, North Carolina, and today I'll be showing you how to make Coil clay bells. To complete this project, you will need canvas or other fabric that won't stick to clay, slip, a modeling tool, a needle tool, 2 to 3 pounds of clay or 1 fist-sized ball of clay, and optionally a cup of water to keep your hands wet. Needed to string your bell, you will also need cord or yarn and a paper clip or threaded needle. The size of your bell will determine how much clay you need to use. You can always get more later, so you probably only want to take out a small fist worth of clay. There's many different types of coil bells you can make, but the most basic form of it is a coil. So I'm going to show you an easy way to make coils. You want to take clay that's on the squishier side that has more moisture content than usual, because it won't break as easily. I start off with a chunk of clay and I squeeze it between my fingers to make about a hot dog size coil. After I have that hot dog size, I lay it on my mat. If I do this on a table, it'll stick to the table eventually, but my mat won't let the clay stick as much. So I begin rolling personally with my fingers, because every time I roll with my palms, I tend to press down too hard and make the coil flat on one side. So I actually use my fingers to roll coils out. And the trick of it is to start in the middle and then go out to one side, start in the middle, go out to the other. So I use my fingers, lightly go from the middle to the outside. And sometimes my coil will be too long. For what I want, this is too long, so I can just cut it in half. And if I find that it's getting a little flat on one side, I can tap it to make it a little bit rounder. Now that this coil is about a pencil thick, between 1 and 2 pencils thick, it's the perfect size for what I need. So what I would start to do is how big I want the base of my bell to be. I think I'd like it to be about the size of this bell, so I'm going to try and get the same shape. When I join these two corners together, because they're very hydrated, I could blend them together, but I think I'd rather play it safe and scratch and slip them together. So now that I have them into a little point, I put them together and blend them. And now I have the first layer of my bell. Next, I can make different shapes. I think I'd like to make the little swirls. So I'm actually going to cut this up. Maybe roll them a little bit thinner. Now I can gently place my swirls onto my base to see how many more swirls I'll need to make up. Now you'll notice I have enough space that could fit a coil if I fit it in snugly. This would make it a little bit bigger, or I could leave one out and make the spacing closer to make it go in more. With this guy, it looks like he goes in more, so I'm going to mimic that and only have the 8 on there. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch and slip these on, because if I just left them as is, they would quite easily fall off. Now, especially once these dry, they'll be a lot stronger with scratching and scoring. Next, I'm going to add a new layer. And again, because I want my shape to go in more, I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller than the layer before it. Now, I could keep on going and go small and smaller to finish off like this. Or if I've reached the height that I like and would rather have a flat top, I can actually take my clay and form a flat slab. I'll also want to add my hole to put the string through to hold it later on. Now I'd be careful with this and let it firm up. If I wanted something to be smooth, like these two coils in the middle, I could support it with my fingers on the inside and then use my fingers to smooth it out on the outside, making it one band. But I'd probably want to do this when it firmed up a little bit more. The only piece missing now is the clapper, which is the little piece that hits on the inside. The most important thing about a clapper is that you want a hole to put your string through, and you also want it to be able to fit on the inside of your bell. Just make sure your clapper is strong enough to survive hitting the side of your bell. Now I'm going to check to make sure it would fit. And it would fit perfectly fine. So now I'm going to clean these two up and then let them dry. Once your bell has dried and has either been glazed and fired, or if it's air dry clay, it's been allowed to dry, painted, and allowed to dry again, you'll be able to string your bell using the clapper. I recommend using cord or yarn that's at between 2 to 3 times the length of your bell, and using a paper clip to help you out. The first thing you'll want to do is tie on your clapper to the string. If the hole in your clapper is small, use the paper clip to help push it through. Once you have the clapper on, measure about how long you want your bell to be and where you want your clapper to hang. So if I want my clapper to hang around here, I should tie a knot here with my first knot there added on. Depending on how big your hole is on the top of your bell, you may have to tie a thicker knot in order for the cord to not pull through the bell. Now I'm going to use the paper clip to help me get the cord through the bell. If your hole is too small to get through the hole, as in this case, you could also use a needle with thread on it. After you've gotten the thread through the hole, make sure you put another knot at the top. And you're finished.